Hello students, in this video we will learn the NCERT exercise questions from chapter Force and Laws of Motion, class 9 standard physics. Class 9 standard physics, chapter name Force and Laws of Motion, NCERT exercise question answer. So let's begin. Question number 1, an object experiences a net zero external unbalanced force. Is it possible for the object to be traveling with a non-zero velocity? If yes, state the conditions that must be placed on the magnitude and the direction of velocity. If no, provide a reason. First, we will try to understand the question. An object experiences a net non-zero external unbalanced force. Net zero external unbalanced force when applied on the object, then if the object is in a state of rest, it will remain in the state of rest, or it is in motion, it will remain in motion. So in such a case, the velocity of the object will be constant, and in this case the acceleration will be zero, because we know the acceleration is the rate of change of velocity with respect to time. Here the initial velocity and final velocity will be constant. It is the same. Therefore, here v minus u is equal to 0. So if we put the value of v minus u in this expression, we will get the acceleration, that is a 0 divided by t, that acceleration will be 0. In this case the acceleration is 0. When object experiences a net zero external unbalanced force, in accordance with the second law of motion, the acceleration is 0. If the object was initially in state of motion, then accordance with the first law of motion, object will continue to move in the same direction with the speed. And it means that the object may be traveling with non-zero velocity, but the magnitude as well as direction of velocity must unchanged. It must remains unchanged or constant the throughout. So this was the reason, and the net external unbalanced force is applied on the object, then it will have the zero acceleration. Next question. When a carpet is beaten with a stick, the dust comes out of it. Explain. So the carpet with dust in a state of rest. Initially, before beating with stick, the carpet before beating with the stick, the dust which are inside this carpet, it is in a state of rest. But when it is beaten with a stick, the carpet set in motion. When the carpet set in motion, but the dust particles remained at rest. But due to the inertia of the rest, the dust particles retain their position of the rest and falls down due to the gravity. Next, why it is advised to tie any luggage kept on the roof of bus with rope. You can see here is a bus, and this luggage is kept on the bus, and this luggage is tied with the rope. Now why we are doing this? So when the moving vehicle like bus, the motion is not uniform. It may be accelerated, sometime will have the more velocity, sometime will have the less velocity, depends on the road as well as the traffic. The speed of vehicle varies, it may apply brake suddenly or take sudden turn. So if the velocity changes, then there will be the acceleration. It may be acceleration, it may be retardation. So luggage will resist any change in state of rest or motion. And due to the inertia, this luggage has a tendency to fall sideways, and it may be in forward direction or backward. So to avoid the fall of luggage, it is tied with the rope. So it's a very important thing here. We need to understand when the object changes its velocity, either it is increasing or decreasing, the acceleration will change. And because of that, whatever the object or the luggage are there, due to the inertia, it may fall sideways or forward or backward. And to avoid such a things, to avoid the fall of luggage, we tie this luggage with the rope. Next question. A batsman hits a cricket ball which then rolls on the level ground. After covering a short distance, the ball comes to rest. The ball shows to a stop because A. The batsman did not hit the ball hard enough. Velocity is proportional to the force exerted on the ball. Third, there is a force on the ball opposing the motion. Fourth, there is no unbalanced force on the ball, so the ball would want to come to rest. In this question, a batsman hits the cricket ball which then rolls on the level ground, of course. So we observe this motion in our mostly in daily life, that when the cricket balls hits the ball and this you see that the ball is moving, but after covering a short distance the ball comes to rest. Why this was happening? So we understood that when ball hits by the bat, that time whatever will be the velocity, the ball have the external unbalanced force. There is an external force applied. There is an opposite direction. Can you tell me what is that force? The force applied by the ground on the ball, that is called as a frictional force. So there is a force on the ball that is opposing the motion. So because of that, option C is the correct option of this situation, where the ball comes to be rest even after covering the small distance. So ball cannot be in the continuous motion because of the opposition force by the ground, that we call as the frictional force, and hence option C is the correct answer. Next, a truck starts from rest and rolls down a hill with a constant acceleration. It travels a distance of 400 meter in 20 seconds. Find its acceleration, find the force acting on it if its mass is 7 tons. Here hint is given, 1 ton is equal to 1000 kg. Students, try to understand what question want to say. A truck starts from rest. Rest means that initial velocity is 0 and it rolls downhill with a constant acceleration. Acceleration is constant. It travels a distance. It is a given 400 meter distance. Its time t is equal to 20 seconds. And we have to find the acceleration A and also find the force acting on it if its mass is 7 ton. So here we will solve this problem step by step. Here initial velocity u is a 0 meter per second because initially the truck was in rest position. The distance covered by the truck, it is a 400 meter, that is written, that is a notation given as. The time taken for the 20 seconds, acceleration that we have to find, force that also we have to find. Here we will use the mass, it is given in kilogram. Its mass is given in tons, and 1 ton is equal to 1000 kg. So 1000 multiplied by 7, the mass will be 7000 kg. Now here we need to understand, we have to find the force. And what is the formula of the force? Force is equal to mass times acceleration. We know the mass 7000 kg, but we don't know what is the acceleration. To find acceleration, we have to use the kinematical equations. We have three equations: v is equal to u plus at, s is equal to ut plus 1 by 2 at squared, and third one is a v square is equal to u square plus twice s. But which equation we have to use to find the acceleration? In the three equation we have acceleration here, here and here. But we will see that in the first equation the velocity, final velocity, is it given final velocity? It's not given. So we cannot use this formula here. In this second equation we have given the value of s, distance covered, also the initial velocity is given, time is also given. We can use this formula. Here in this equation again the final velocity is given, not given. That's why I cannot use this equation, I cannot use this equation. So I will select this second equation because I know the all values, distance, initial velocity and time also, and acceleration that we have to find. So s is equal to ut plus 1/2 at squared. Students, we need to understand which kinematical equation we have to use. Depends on which physical quantity, which values are given. So s is a 400. I put here the ut, initial velocity is 0. Here we have given 0. Time t 20 seconds plus 1/2. Acceleration that we have to calculate. Time t is given 20 and its square is given. That's why I will take the square. So here 400 and this 0 into 20, that will become 0, plus 1/2 a, 20 into 20 will again become, what is it, 20 into 20, it is equal 400. So this is a simple calculation. This will become, this 400 is equal to 1/2 into a, 20 square is 400, this 400 get cancelled, this 2 is dividing, it will become in this direction. So 2 meter per second will be the acceleration. And we have a formula, force is equal to mass times acceleration. Our mass is 7000 kg. So I will write here 7000 multiplied by the acceleration. Just we have calculated, it is a meter per second squared. Acceleration unit meter per second square. So 7000 multiplied by 2, it will become 14,000 Newton. This much amount of force is there. So in this way we can able to find the questions. Students, if you like this videos, then please like and subscribe and share these videos. Next question, question number 6. A stone of 1 kg is thrown with a velocity of 20 meter per second across the frozen surface of a lake and comes to a rest after traveling a distance of 50 meter. What is the force of friction between the stone and the ice? Here also we need to understand what question want to say. A stone of 1 kg is thrown with velocity 20 meter per second across the frozen surface of lake and comes to rest after traveling the distance of 50 meter. Each and every point given in question is very important because it is giving the value, physical quantities value, and what is the force of friction between the stone and the ice. Let's see what are the physical quantities given. The mass of stone is given 1 kg. I will write m is equal to 1 kg. The initial velocity of the object or the stone, that is a 20 meter per second. So I will write here u is equal to 20 meter per second. Next, it strikes to the frozen surface of lake and comes to rest after traveling a distance of 50 meter. Here distance will be 50 meter. Now it comes to be rest. It comes to rest after striking. Okay, after traveling distance 50 meter. So it comes rest. It means that the final velocity is denoted by v. That will be also 0 meter per second. Now I want to find the force of friction, and for that purpose I need to find the acceleration. Because force of friction can be calculated by using second law of motion. Force is equal to mass times acceleration. Force is equal to ma, F is equal to ma. Mass we know it is a 1 kilogram, but what about the acceleration? That we need to calculate. Again I am saying we have 3 kinematical equations, and which kinematical equation I have to use, it depends on which physical quantities are given. First, v is equal to u plus at. Second, s is equal to ut plus 1/2 at squared. and third one is the v square is equal to u square plus twice as. Here the final velocity is given, initial velocity is given, but the time is not given, so I cannot use this equation because we don't have the value of time. Here also we don't have the value of time. Here no need to use the time value. So initial velocity u, v final velocity, and the s is also given, so I am going to use this equation. So let's use this equation. U square is right side, if it comes to the left side it will become minus u square. So v square minus u square will become equal to twice as. What is the value of v? It comes rest after traveling distance 50 meter. So final velocity is 0, so 0 square. U, it is given 20 meter per second, its square is there, u square is there, so I will take the 20 square. 0 square will be 0, minus sign will be as it is, 20 square is 400. Now twice a is the acceleration that we have to calculate. The value of s is given 50 meter, so I will put here 50. 50 into 2 it will become 100, a will be as it is, here minus 400. Now this acceleration is multiplied with the 100 and this 100 will divide to 400, this will get cancelled, this will get cancelled, minus sign will be as it is. Acceleration is equal to minus 4 meter per second square. Now I put the formula F is equal to ma, put the value of acceleration minus 4 and 1 into minus 4 will be minus 4 Newton. Of course the force is in opposite direction because it is a force of friction. Force of friction is always in opposite direction of the motion. फ्रिक्शन क्या करता है, मोशन को अपोज करता है, इसलिए अगर नेगेटिव साइन दिया है तो मतलब ऑपोजिट फ्रिक्शन है, ऑपोजिट डायरेक्शन है फोर्स की. Next, move to the next question. Question number 7. 40,000 kilogram engine pulls a train of 5 wagons, 5 डब्बे, 5 wagons, each of 2,000 kilogram. Each wagon has a mass 2,000 kilogram along a horizontal track. If the engine exerts a force of 40,000 Newton and track offers a frictional force, opposite force, of course frictional force is opposite force, it is a 5,000 Newton. Then we have to calculate the net accelerating force. Net accelerating force F we have to calculate, acceleration of the train and the force of wagon 1 on wagon 2. Let's find the answer of this question. Here the net accelerating force, it is that force exerted by the engine. Force exerted by engine, suppose it is in this direction, and force of friction will be in opposite direction. So we have to take subtraction, this F1 and this is F2. So net force will be F1 minus F2. F1 minus F2. What is F1? Force exerted by the engine. Force exerted by engine, it is a 40,000 kg mass is there, and the force applied by the engine, it is a 40,000 Newton, so I will use 40,000 Newton. And the force of friction, of course, it is in opposite direction, so it is a 5,000 Newton. So after taking the subtraction, I will get the net accelerating force, and that is a 40,000 minus 5,000, it will be 35,000 Newton. कितना मिल गया? 35,000 Newton is a net accelerating force. फोर्स मिल गया, एक्सेलरेशन नहीं मिला. एक्सेलरेशन तो हमें फाइंड आउट करना है. चलो एक्सेलरेशन फाइंड आउट करते हैं. एक्सेलरेशन कैसे फाइंड आउट करेंगे? F it is given 35,000 Newton, isn't it? So F is equal to ma. Now mass of the 5 wagons. 5 wagons का मास कितना है? एक का 2000, then 5 का 5 multiply by 2000. 5 का टोटल मास बन गया 10,000 किलोग्राम. So we have mass, we have force it is given 35,000 Newton, mass is a 10,000, then acceleration we can find simply this will divide to 35,000. 35,000 divided by 10,000, 0 0 0 cancel, this 0 0 0 cancel, ऊपर के 3 0, नीचे के 3 0, 35 divided by 10 will become 33.5 मीटर पर सेकंड स्क्वायर। ऊपर के 3 0, नीचे के 3 0 कैंसल आउट हो गए। अब 35 divided by 10 that will be 3.5 मीटर पर सेकंड स्क्वायर। That will be the acceleration of the train। ट्रेन इस एक्सेलरेशन से मूव होगी कितने 3.5 मीटर पर सेकेंड स्क्वायर। दिस इज द एक्सेलरेशन ऑफ द ट्रेन। ओके, नाउ नेक्स्ट इज द फोर्स ऑन वैगन 1 ऑन वैगन 2। ठीक है, चलिए फाइंड आउट कर सकते हैं। वैगन 2 के पीछे 4 डब्बे हैं, तो 2000 मल्टीप्लाई बाय 4 द मास विल बिकम 8000। सो एज वी नो द फोर्स इज इक्वल टू मास टाइम्स एक्सेलरेशन। मास कितना है, मास कितना है 8000, 8000 मल्टीप्लाई बाय 3.5, 8000 मल्टीप्लाई बाय 3.5 it is equal to 28,000 न्यूटन। so this is the answer of the force of wagon 1 on wagon 2। students, let's move to the next question। so before going to start this question, I'm requesting all students, if you like this video, then press the like button, share and subscribe button। okay, let's start the question number 8। an automobile vehicle has a mass of 1500 kg। what must be the force between the vehicle and the road if the vehicle is to be stopped with a negative acceleration of 1.7 meter per second square। an automobile vehicle has a mass 1500 kg। what must be the force between the vehicle and the road if the vehicle is to be stopped with a negative acceleration 1.7 meter per second square। here the mass of the vehicle, it is given 1500 kg। what must be the force between the vehicle and road if the vehicle is to be stopped within the negative acceleration? Negative acceleration is given, so acceleration I will write minus 1.7 meter per second square। of course we will use the Newton's second law of motion। force is equal to mass times acceleration simply। F is equal to ma, mass is 1500, acceleration is minus 1.7। this is a simple multiplication, 1500 multiplied by minus 1.7, it will be minus 2550। the force between the vehicle and road is simply minus 2550 Newton। here the force is also in opposite direction, because we here it is asking what must be the force between the vehicle and road if the vehicle is to be stopped within negative acceleration। acceleration negative, then force must be negative। next, move to the question number 9। what is the momentum of an object of mass m moving with a velocity v? a simple definition of momentum is given, mass into velocity। here mass is m, velocity is v, so of course the answer D is the correct, that is mass into velocity। momentum is denoted by p and it is mass multiplied by velocity mv, so this is the option D is the correct। now next question, using a horizontal force of 200 Newton, we intend to move a wooden cabinet across a floor at a constant velocity। what is the friction force that will be exerted on the cabinet? here we need to understand the situation. using a horizontal force, how much force? 200 Newton। we intend to move a wooden cabinet across a floor at constant velocity। constant velocity, what is the friction, that force exerted on the cabinet? of course friction force is the opposite for the motion, opposition for the motion। here we will see that this force is in this direction, it is a 200 Newton force। force of friction will be the friction between the ground and the object, and it is opposing always to the motion। so here we can say that as the wooden cabinet moves across the floor at a constant velocity and the force applied is 200 Newton, then the frictional force that will be exerted on the cabinet will be less than 200 Newton. As you know very well that if object is moving in this direction, suppose the force whatever it is given 200 Newton, the force opposite force that we call as frictional force must be less than 200 Newton, then only the object can move in this direction, isn't it? So this is the answer of this question.